Excuse me, but I don't know if I'm in the right place. No, I'm supposed to be here for a lineup. My name is Mr. Todd Truman. I'm in no hurry, thanks. Mrs. Harmon? I don't know if you know me. My name is Todd Truman. We go to the same church?
Oh, you're the guy who does all the odd jobs in the church, like clean the church and stuff, right?
Yeah, I clean the church and drive the Sunday school bus.
Okay, now I think I signed many of your checks. You know, because I'm now in the finance committee team. I think I'll sign your check.
Nah, I don't do it for money. I just help the church, but there are a lot of places in the church that can use every dime it can get.
Of course, we all agree on that.
I see you received the summit today. Do you know what it's all about?
You know, to tell you the truth, I really do not know. But knowing who I am, they probably want me to serve on some civic committee or something. But I don't know if I could stretch my time any thinner because, you know, I am the deaconess at the church. And you know that I'm also on so many other clubs in the community. I just don't know if I could stretch my time any thinner. But anyways, I have to see how important it is first.
Yeah.
It's about time.
We have received witnesses if we'd like you to identify. Is that okay?
Of course, anything I can do to help.
Okay. Would our first witness please come? Please turn to your right. Now back. You can have a seat. Mrs. Harmon, do you recall ever seeing this elderly woman walk by a house with a small bag of groceries?
She must look like the lady from down the street. I can't be sure. You know, knowing me, I'm always busy, and I've seen so many different people. I can't be sure.
Mrs. Harmon, is that woman?
Yeah, kind of do look like her, yeah.
Did it ever occur to you to ask this woman to carry her bag, invite her to your house, or did you ever ask if she'd get enough to eat?
Of course not. I would never embarrass the poor lady by being nosy. And just the other day, she was going down the street. She dropped her grocery bag. And you know, of course, knowing who I am, I had to go over and help her. And guess what? Her bag was packed with half a dozen of dog food. Now, if she can afford to feed her dog, she must be well off. But I only had one suggestion. Why didn't she just catch a taxi? Because she's too old. But anyways, she probably just liked the exercise.
Thank you. Please read your deposition.
I wasn't too old to work. I haven't eaten in a couple of days. My social security check was gone, and I only had $3 to buy food for the whole 2 weeks. Many times I walk past the house at dinner time. I could smell the nice roast cooking, and I was so poor to afford food. You didn't even offer me. You didn't even ask me if I wanted to join you for dinner. You are the meanest women ever.
Now listen and listen very carefully. If she wanted some food, all she would do was ask me, and I would have given her some. You know what they call that? That's false pride. That's what that is.
Thank you. You can sit down. Witness number 2, please step forward. Turn to your right. Not bad. You can have a seat. Mrs. Harmon, do you know this boy?
Yes, I know him. He always has all sorts of bruises and always looks dirty and raggedy. I know him.
His name is Timmy. Did you ever ask this boy if he wanted to go Sunday school with your family?
Are you speaking to me?
Yeah.
Of course not. Obviously, because he always has bruises and a black eye, that means he's a troublemaker. I did not want him anywhere near my children.
Timmy, your deposition, please.
But what are you on my case? It's not my fault that my mother is dead and I have dirty clothes and only me and my little sister live at home except when my father comes home drunk as ever. Then he'll beat me so bad I feel like calling the police. And sometimes I have to go outside and sit on a shrub. Then I see your children having nice clothes, nice everything. They even go to church every Sunday. And you never even invited me and they always around. You never even invited me. You never even think about that. You stupid.
For Pete's sake, if he was really that this wild, I cannot take it any straight, okay? Every stray that comes to my door. That is why we have animal shelters, okay? Now, if he was really being abused by his father, like he said, call the police. What about his teachers? Couldn't they all have helped? Only if he had asked.
Thank you, Timmy. Let's go to witness number 3. Would you please come forward? Oh, unfortunately, she couldn't make it. But can you recognize a woman by the name of Marcia Sims?
Oh, yes. I do remember Marcia Sims, but I have not seen or heard from her since my children graduated from high school.
So, it's obvious your son dated her in high school, right?
Which was a mistake.
How old was she when she got pregnant?
Excuse me. Listen and listen very carefully. She could not prove that my son was the father. And knowing her, it could be anybody. And listen here, let's not forget, I'm the one who paid for that abortion, didn't I? I made the right decision for everyone.
Did you know that about 2 years later, she could no longer live with the guilt that she committed suicide? She was only 19 years old.
Ooh, that goes again to prove me right. I know she was too unstable, too immature, and too vulnerable to raise a child. Let's not bring up my past, shall we?
Well, our next two witnesses, please step forward.
Now this is the true story. Now you will see what a real success I have been.
A success? Oh, that's true. Is it also true that they've been to the best schools, know all the right people, and done all the right things?
That's the fact.
But neither of them are living with the Lord. Your daughter, she living with a man who she isn't even married to. And your son, he been in drug rehab more than 3 times for cocaine and
Listen here. Listen carefully. People make mistakes, don't they? I gave my children everything they ever wanted.
Mom, why didn't you tell me that living with a man outside of marriage would strip me of all my self-respect? That there can never be complete trust without complete commitment? Why didn't you tell me this relationship could scar me for life? And you know he has been doing drugs, drinking, and smoking in high school. Why do you think he hasn't grown? Why didn't you do something? Why didn't you help him?
Listen, you ungrateful.
I'm not ungrateful.
Listen to me very carefully, okay? You've gone to the best schools. Mademoiselle here, you have a Porsche, okay? Now, speaking to you guys, wouldn't have done anything because y'all would never listen to me anyways.
Maybe not. Maybe not. Why couldn't you have loved us a love to care.
I've loved you, I've given you course. It's never way of showing love. No.
She never cared, she never did it. $10,000.
You gave us everything, but you forgot to give us your love, because that's all we ever really wanted. Thank you. You can leave. Well, Mrs. Harmon, we only have one more person we'd like you to identify. Would you turn to your right, please? Now back. Thank you. Mrs. Harmon, can you identify this man?
Not really. Who is he? And what has he done? Should I know him?
Oh yes, Mrs. Harmon, you should. Everyone should. But you're right, you haven't known him, even though you had many chances to. Can you remember that evangelist from Spain who came to your church and he asked everyone who wanted to be saved, and you almost stepped out and got saved?
Oh, I remember that night. That was the night I came so close to completely humiliating myself. Could you imagine? I wouldn't have been able to show my face in public anymore. What about my family? You could imagine. The deaconess at the church, going down the aisle, crying, and kneeling down like those other people. Excuse me? Maybe he was the evangelist. Maybe he was the evangelist from Spain. Could I have another look at him?
Okay. By all means. Mrs. Harmon, you stand condemned by your own actions and by the testimony of these witnesses.
Who are you speaking to? You? Could I have another look? I want to have another look at that.
Go ahead.
I'll wait for it. Quite frankly, I still don't know. So he must not be important.
Mrs. Harmon, you really don't understand, do you? You have no eternal righteousness. It's over. You have the right to remain silent.
Wait, no.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be held against you in the court of law.
I know people. Okay, just let me speak to the judge, all right? I know people. I have money. Look at me. Look at me.
Look in.
What are you saying? What are you suggesting?
You had the right of counsel, but unfortunately, he's the one who rejected the law.